Welcome to the topic on amplification. Amplification with BJT. So now let us consider a biasing circuit. We'll take a PNP transistor. So we have a P and a N and then a PNP transistor. So we have the collector terminal over here, the emitter terminal over here, and the base terminal. So this is connected to a resistor and then to a source. Over here, and then this terminal is connected to a resistor and to a base to emitter voltage source. So this is connected to this. Then we have the current IC flowing through flowing from the terminal collector, and then we have the current IE. So this voltage over here, this voltage is VCE voltage, and the current IB is flowing out. So this is the current IB. So let us consider this biasing circuit. With respect to this circuit, we will be deriving the equations of emitter efficiency. So transistors are useful in amplification because the current at the emitter over here at this point, at the bottom point, and the collector current are controlled by a relatively small base current. To the left we have the base current in the near the base terminal. So let us neglect the saturation currents, and then also we'll neglect the secondary effects. So neglecting these two, or we'll consider the saturation currents to be negligible. So considering these two, we will derive the equation for the currents IB, that is the emitter current, IE, then the IB, the base current, and then we'll consider the collector current IC. This collector current is the collector current IC is entirely made up of the holes which are injected at the emitter terminal, so which are not lost in recombination in the base terminal. So we know that when we inject the holes into the emitter terminal, so most of them get recombined in the base terminal, and very less holes pass on to the collector terminal. Now let us consider the case where they are not lost into the recombination. So in this case, the IC is proportional to the whole component of the emitter current. So IC is proportional to the whole component of the emitter current, which is IEP. So the equation is IC is equal to B into IEP. So this collector current IC is proportional to B into IEP. Now the proportionality factor B is simply the fraction of the injected holes, so that make across the base terminal to the collector. So B over here is nothing but the base transport. It is the base transport factor. It is the base transport factor over here. So the total emitter current IE, now the total emitter current IE is made up of the whole component IEP. Earlier we have seen that IC is proportional to the whole component of the emitter current, that is IE is proportional to IEP. Now let us consider the total emitter current IE, which is made up of the hole component IEP and the electron component IEN. So IEN is the electron component and IEP is the hole component, due to the electrons which are being injected from the base to the emitter terminal. Now the emitter efficiency gamma is the emitter efficiency, which is given as IEP divided by, this is the whole component IEP divided by IEP plus IEN. So this is a emitter efficiency. So gamma is emitter efficiency. So gamma is given by this particular equation, IEP divided by IEP plus IEN. So here IEP is the whole component and IEN is the electron component. Now for efficient transistor, it is always required that your B, which is the base transfer factor, and gamma, which is the emitter efficiency, should always be unity. So this is a condition for a transistor to be efficient. So your base transport factor and the emitter efficiency should always be unity. Now the relationship between the collector and the whole current. So the collector current, that is IC, and the whole current which is IE. So the relationship between this collector current and the emitter current, it's not the whole current. So the relationship between the collector current and the emitter current is given by this particular equation, IC divided by IE is equal to B into IEP divided by IEN plus IEP. So this is a relationship between the collector current and the emitter current. B, which is the base transport factor, into IEP, that is the whole component, and then IEN, which is the electron component. So we have already seen in equation 2 that the emitter efficiency, which is IEP, gamma equals to IEP divided by IEP plus of IEN. So we will substitute that equation 2 in equation 3. So it will be IC divided by IE equals to B into gamma. B is the base transport factor and gamma is the emitter efficiency. Now which is given by, which is almost equal to alpha. So IC by IE is almost equal to alpha. So this will take it as equation 5. So we have the relationship between the collector current and the emitter current. So alpha over here is nothing but the current transfer ratio. So this is current transfer ratio. So this represents the emitter to the collector current amplification. So IC by IE, which is nothing but the current transfer ratio, represents the emitter to collector current amplification. So now we have seen the emitter to collector current amplification. Now if the fraction of the injected holes making it across the base without the recombination, then it always follows that 1 minus b is a fraction recombination in the base. If the base is if we consider b as the fraction of injected holes which make across the base without the recombination, then if b is fraction of recombination without recombination, fraction of the injected holes making it across the base without the recombination, then 1 minus b will be 1 minus b is the fraction recombining with the base. So 1 minus b are the fraction of injected holes recombining, and b is a fraction of injected holes which do not recombine. Then the base current IB, in this case the base current IB is given as IEN, which is the electron component IEN, plus 1 minus b into IEP. So that is the whole component. So IB equals to IEN plus of 1 minus b into IEP. So we'll take it as equation 6. Now the relationship between the collector current and the base current. Now the collector current and the base current is given as IC, the collector current IC divided by IB is equal to B into IEP divided by IEN plus 1 minus B into IEP. So the relationship between the collector current and the base current is now B into IEP divided by IEN plus 1 minus B into IEP. So let us do the simplification now, which is nothing but this is B into IEP divided by IEN plus IEP divided by 1 minus B into IEP divided by IEN plus IEP. So this is the simplification. We'll take this as 8, equation 8. Now IC by IB is equal to B. Now IE by IEN plus IEP is nothing but your gamma. So that we have already known. So over here, so it is over here. So IEP gamma in equation 2, gamma equals to IEP divided by IEP plus IEN, which is your gamma, and from equation 2 from 2, so we know that we'll write this over here. So from equation 2, IC by IB is equal to B into gamma divided by 1 minus B gamma. Okay. Now B gamma from equation 4 is alpha. So that we'll check. Over here from equation 4, B gamma, which is equal to alpha. So from 4, B gamma equals to alpha. So IC by IB, which is equal to alpha divided by 1 minus alpha. So we'll take this as 9 and this as 10. So IC by IB is nothing but alpha divided by 1 minus alpha. Now this is IC divided by IB equals to almost equal to beta. So this is equation 11. Now beta over here is a base to collector current amplification factor. Beta is a base to collector amplification factor. So beta is base to collector current amplification factor. Beta can be large for a good transistor. Since alpha is nearing to unity, beta can be large, and collector current is large compared to the base current. So if beta is greater than large, or far greater than 1, then we can say that the collector current IC is far greater than your base current IB. So the amplification factor IC by IB is almost equal to beta. Thank you.